when you get too much sun. So yeah, I'm a definite fan of a hat, but no bucket hats in this one, Ross. And they're away nice and
No.
cleanly from the start.
Yeah, and it does look like it could be Knudsen from Denmark who got a very good start. I mean, it's 1,000 meters, so very much a tactical race. Unlike the 200 meters that we just saw, where you really just go for it from the very get-go, there are definite tactics involved in a 1,000-meter race. And I think it's one of the great things about the 1,000 meters is that you look at it and there's strategy. There's strategy for all the athletes. And some will go out early and try and lead, others will just bide their time. I think the key is, and what we often see, is the athletes who are smart enough and mature enough just to stick to their own race. You quite often might see an athlete start to panic if they see another athlete pulling ahead of them and then they change their game plan mid-race. That is often where you will come unstuck. It's the athletes who manage to stick with the plan all the way through, just back their judgment, back their training, back their coaches, and know that if they stick to the plan that they'll be doing their very, very best. But at this stage, it's a really close contest across there in the middle of the field. There, I think there's about 4 or 5 boats, maybe even 6 boats, basically in a line, Emma Wiggs. Nobody willing to go out and take the early lead. Nobody trying to blow the rest of the field apart. They're just at this stage all look like they're paddling within themselves, holding back, waiting for the second half of the race.
Yeah, it's like a game of cat and mouse out there, isn't it, Ross? They're biding their time. They're just making sure that they can be as efficient as possible. You don't want to expend any more energy than you need to in keeping that speed in your boat, but you also don't want to lose any of that speed and lose the advantage. But you can see the different styles. Fedorova looks quite choppy, but obviously it's not affecting her speed too much because she's at the head of the race alongside Skiposh. So we'll see how they then play out as they come through this towards the end of the race. But they're looking comfortable at the minute as they're just biding their time. But definitely there are going to be some strategy and some tactics involved as they come down to the latter parts of the race.
So it's still Prappa from the Netherlands, closest to camera. Right next to her is Fedorova from Estonia. They are 1 and 2 at the moment. Across at the top of the screen, looks like a move now being made. I think that's Savova, is it, from Czechia, who's starting to make a move. No, lane 2, it's Sukhanova from Kazakhstan. Looks like she's starting to make a move up through the field. Obviously, thinking now is the time to move. Lane 4 is Knudsen from Denmark, just off the pace as well. But it's still, at this stage, Prappa from the Netherlands ahead of Fedorova. And across on the top of the screen, Sukhanova possibly moving up alongside them now to challenge. But look at this. Now the move is being made by the Dutch paddler, Prappa. She's seen the 750-metre mark and she is going for it. She's decided now is the time to really dig deep. So Prappa moving clear into a clear lead. Fedorova trying to hold on, but I think she's going to start going backwards now. I think her race is over. And it is on the top of the screen, Sukhanova trying to do, she's the big danger. She is the big danger to the Dutch paddler. She's really digging deep now, and with every stroke she's getting closer and closer. I suspect she's going to be in front very soon, if not already. So Sukhanova from Kazakhstan finishing the stronger. Look at this in lane 4 though. It's Knudsen from Denmark who's also flying home. A race in 3. We have Sukhanova, we have Knudsen, we have Prappa. Sukhanova in front. Knudsen is the danger. Knudsen from Denmark really digging deep here. It's Sukhanova and Knudsen. Knudsen and Sukhanova. Prappa is finished. She's going to take 3rd, but it's going to be Sukhanova just holding on. Is it Knudsen flying late, but Sukhanova gets there. Just holds out the Danish paddler Knudsen. Prappa finishing on in 3rd position, but a very, very well judged race. We talked about the tactics, we talked about holding your nerve, and that's exactly what Stella Sukhanova did. She didn't panic, she just stuck to her race plan, and that plan involved finishing off the last 250 metres with as much power as she could, and she timed that to perfection. Emily Wiggs. Pernille Brandt Knudsen was very brave, threw everything at her over the last 100 metres or so, but Sukhanova was strong enough to take it through to the line.
Just such a brilliant tactful race, isn't it, Ross? Just amazing. As a 200-meter paddler, I take my hat off to these women that are doing this execution over such a long distance. You know, three minutes 50 seconds worth of racing, and they timed that to absolute perfection. It came down to about half a foot, didn't it? So just an amazing feat. And that comes from practice. You know, these athletes they won't do a lot of 1,000 meters execution, but they'll do lots and lots of race pace elements, and then they'll do some longer work. So they'll have a whole winter of testing themselves and knowing their strengths, and each athlete will have different parts of the race that is their strength. So yeah, fantastic race there. Just over 4 minutes it was there for the winner, Sukanova. 4 minutes 6 seconds 43.